This presentation will be a compilation of the knowledge I gained throughout EDIT 760, Integration of Online Learning. It will include an overview of what online learning is, research trends, the pros and cons for teachers and students, as well as keys to being a successful online instructor or student. Online learning is defined by LearnNC.org as learning while utilizing electronic technologies to access educational curriculum outside of the traditional classroom. While I do currently teach in a traditional classroom, I have been able to implement some of the things that I've learned throughout this course to be more of a bit of a blended learning approach in my classroom. Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Classroom are tools that we commonly use inside my 4th grade class. There are different dimensions of what online programs can look like, and this graphic shows kind of the range of what that can be. The biggest difference would be the delivery of whether it's asynchronous or synchronous learning, and there's different levels of support and interaction between the teachers and students. As I mentioned, blended learning is similar to what the direction that we're going to in my class, and that means combining traditional classroom formats with online learning opportunities. It also has varying degrees of student and teacher roles as well as support levels. Researchers are continuing to collect data regarding online learning, but it is offered in all 50 states and it is continuing to grow in popularity. This graph also shows that there's been an upward trend from fall 2002 to fall 2012, and overall it's a steady increase. As traditional classroom training percentages decrease, the online enrollment continues to rise overall. Online learning appeals to many different types of learners for a variety of reasons. The most common reason that students reported choosing online learning was because there was a wider variety of course offerings that might not have been available in face-to-face classrooms. Some other subgroups of students who are learning online are showed in this graphic organizer. Particularly the English language learners and the special education learners kind of stood out to me, as well as on the opposite end for students who want to accelerate their education. It's not noted in this graphic organizer, but I did read about a lot of students who are shy and don't feel comfortable in the face-to-face traditional classrooms are often very successful with online learning. The keys to success for online teachers are similar to face-to-face teachers in that they must be organized and have strong communication skills. Time management is essential. Often there's not, it's an open range of when your assignments might be due, and so it's important for teachers to be able to time their feedback accordingly so that the feedback that the students receive is prompt. Flexibility is key. I know my professors have had to help me troubleshoot, and you just have to understand that each learner has various schema and background knowledge and different comfort levels with different forms of technology. However, many teachers report that flexibility is a very positive aspect of online learning. Being able to control the what, the how, when, and where they teach makes it an overall positive experience. As I mentioned, the students rely heavily on the feedback that is given, so it's important to be clear and direct with helpful feedback. This can be done in a variety of ways, such as commenting on Google Docs or hosting a Google Hangout in which you would get a bit of more face-to-face time, or you could create a screencast, which is what this presentation is using. These forms of feedback can help you build a connection and social presence with online students. Many online teachers reported feeling disconnected to their students, but on the opposite end, other teachers were able to share that they do feel connected and they're able to focus on the learner, and kind of just reaching out about the personal connections that you make can be very helpful. I thought that this paragraph kind of summarized successful online teaching. Good teachers develop social presence in their virtual classrooms, creating a supportive and welcoming environment that allows for the wider variation in student ability and experiences that come with a dispersed student population. The teacher must be actively involved in monitoring and engaging students in discussions and self-study, clarifying instructions, and providing multiple opportunities for engagement through multiple media to achieve course objectives to alleviate the isolation of students and to resolve students' misconceptions of the course content and related activities. And that quote came from an article called Virtual Schooling in 2007 by Nikki Davis. Communication and collaboration opportunities are essential, not just between the teacher and the learner, but between learners as well. Social media and other forms of online communication can be utilized so that the students are able to connect with each other. Teachers also need to build a community of resources for them for collaboration purposes. Since you can't just go next door to the teacher, and ask for their help, you have to be able to know who to reach out to and have a strong network. It takes a village to create a successful online learning experience. Teachers, designers, site facilitators, students, they all play essential roles, and parents are the experts of their own children, so they need to be involved in the online learning experience. Just as in face-to-face classrooms, their role is to celebrate the positives as well as guide through the challenges, so parents are an integral piece of the online learning team. Overall, being clear with your expectations and feedback, coaching students to develop appropriate social presence as well as collaborate with each other, and maintaining a system of time management and organization will help create a positive online teaching environment. By instilling the qualities and characteristics of a successful online instructor, hopefully the effect would be a positive and rewarding experience. Most online teachers report high levels of satisfaction with teaching online courses. Online teaching requires a strong cognitive, social, and teaching presence. There are many myths or misconceptions that just because you can complete your work in your robe, it is easy, and that is not true, and I found the pros and cons to be one of the biggest things that I took away from this course. This graphic organizer shows various benefits of e-learning, and I found it interesting that it says it increases teacher effectiveness. Many teachers report that they're able to focus on the student and not some of the outside problems that can arise. These memes kind of represent the problems that face-to-face teachers have. Many teachers reported not having to manage behavior as being very helpful. However, you still are working with kids who need support in managing their time. This is a poster used in my classroom to help model netiquette. Before you speak, think, is it true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and kind? And lastly, teachers need to remember that it's a learning experience for us too, and when teachers grow, so do learners, and hopefully online learning would be a positive experience for all involved.